Paul, there's no messages. Hi, JBM. Right, you'll have to slow down because all this is coming on too fast now. I'm trying to read all these messages. First of all, can you let me know if you can see me okay and you can hear the audio okay? Hi, JBM. Right, you'll have to slow down because all this is coming on too fast now. I'm trying to read all these messages. First of all, can you let me... Right, is this sound coming through? There's no sound. No sound. Yep, we can hear you, Paul. Yep, we can hear you. Okay. Right, I've got people saying there's no sound coming through, yet the other people are saying yes, they can hear me. The sound is okay, Rob. The sound is good. This is a test because I'm on a brand new program and I'm trying to fathom how this all works, if you know what I mean. So you've got to bear with me. Sound is okay now, so it's all coming through okay. Right, I'll go back and start again. Here we go. So, hi, JBM, Joel, Tyler, David, Catherine, Matthew, Sam, Jamie, Vincent, Jane, Gemma, Sean, Jeanette, Rob, Vincent, I've done that one, Eileen, David, Anthony, Christine, I didn't realise that many people would come on, Gemma, Hazel, Fiona, everybody can hear me okay. So the broadcast is coming through. I stopped decorating to watch this, Brian's just said, so you're going to unsubscribe. Have fun. Right, the real reason why I've come on, yeah, JBM's still saying no sound, yet though everybody else is saying the sound is spot on. So the sound is coming through fine, the pitch is coming through fine. This is the reason why I've come on to do this test. Audio perfect. How are you feeling now? John, I'm fine at the moment. Now you got Timmy Mott saying again, no sound. I don't know why that's not coming through. Bobby Crush is fantastic. Vincent, we are all your fans. Now, I don't know how this is working out then. Sound is very good. You get the L Dog saying no sound. All I can think of is it must be in your settings. I have sound. Tell him to turn his up, right? That's all I can say. Well, then again, what's the point of me telling them? What is the point of me telling them to turn his up when if he's got no sound, he can't hear me, can he? Realistically, he's not going to be able to hear me. Right, I'll have to go with the majority. Everyone's saying it's fine, so let's get on with this. Right, my episode in Blackpool, I'm not going to dwell on this. I'm not going to keep going on about it because it's personal things. I only really did that video just to let the viewers know that I got myself into a position where I'd already recorded a hotel, and I did the big intro saying 5 hotels to do. And then I did that live in Blackpool, which was horrendous with the signal. And I'd already mentioned 5 hotels and that. Then the episode happened with the hospital. And I thought, well, people are actually going to be wanting to know when it comes round to the Blackpool videos, where's the other 4? So I had to sort of explain myself. So regarding people are telling other people to turn up stuff here. Regarding the ongoing health issues, they're personal and I'll deal with them accordingly. What I am going to do now, and I've decided, is I'm going to slow down a bit. A lot of my viewers have told me um, the amount of content that I put up and the amount of traveling that I put up, I'm all over the place. And people are saying to me, basically, you do need to slow down a bit. And so I'm going to listen to people and try and slow down a little bit. Now I'm just looking at these messages. Sound great, everything's fine, but the messages seem to have stopped. It's all still coming through okay. I hate it when I go onto a brand new program and I don't know what I'm doing on it, especially this. Oh, we are to start again now. The update, Tyler, on the stroke was I seen the stroke nurse in Blackpool. They did all what they needed to do, and they said they are virtually 100% certain it wasn't a stroke. What happened in Blackpool, I don't really know because when a complete stranger says something to you, I'm starting to wonder now if she was messing when she said it. I know it sounds stupid, but I didn't understand what she was saying by it. Why would a complete stranger just come out with a comment like that in the middle of nowhere? I don't know. I just don't get how it all happened. But anyhow, when she said that, I've got other issues going on, which are, as I say, are private, and I have been told that the issues I've got could lead to a stroke. So when a complete stranger asks you whether you're having a stroke, you put 2 and 2 together and get 100, don't you? So the next line was 111, just to tell them what had gone on and tell them the pre-existing symptoms that I've got, which are being dealt with by my GP. Um, all of a sudden, the ball was rolling. An emergency doctor rang me. Next minute, urgent care in Blackpool rang me. And next minute, I'm in hospital. So it all just snowballed from 111. Anyhow, the stroke nurse said there's no stroke as far as they're concerned. And the CT, the doctors weren't even looking for a stroke. Believe it or not, they were looking for a tumour. Um, and he said he couldn't see one, but apparently, I don't know, I'm not, as I say, medically trained, but apparently you can't see some tumours on a CT scan. There might be medical people on here that'll be able to advise me a little bit. If they really want to look for a tumour, an MRI is what you need. But there was no initial signs of a tumour. Uh, I didn't know. I didn't expect any of that to happen. So the next thing I'm doing now is I'm just gonna sort of slow down a little bit. Um, I've got other medical issues going on. I sound like a hypochondriac, which involves surgery, and I'm having a pre-op next week. So I could be off the road for a bit regarding another medical issue. But I'm not going to go into all that medical stuff. I'm feeling fine. Let's have a little look at these now. Paul, you're avoiding anything to give away your fridge magnets. That's correct, JBM. Paul, will you be back as normal? I don't know, JBM. I think when I've had this treatment, it's actually proper surgery I'm going to be having, up to 10 weeks recovery. I don't even know when I'm going to have it. And though I've got my pre-op, not next week, on the 17th. So I might have to just be doing the Wednesdays and just putting up any past videos that I've got until I can get out and about again. Will you be travelling back to normal? I've had that one. Health always comes first, Paul. I know, yes. Do you think you should go into shelter? No, I don't think so. Oh, maybe, yeah, maybe an all-inclusive hotel in Benidorm sounds about right. Sound is great, and I'm in Spain. Cheers, Keith. You need a holiday, Paul. Yes, and, I think I'll be, as I say, slowing down. I might be doing some of the UK, even just like a little walk around in my hometown and putting some of them videos up. These things have got to be done. I've got to slow down a little bit, so um, try and do a little bit of content. But as I said, once I've had the surgery done, I'll know where I'm up to. It was still better to get checked. Yes, it was, Jeanette. It's just I can't. I'm going to go back onto the subject again. I said I wasn't going to. I can't get my head round why a complete stranger would come out with that comment. Well, the thing is, Vincent, you're saying about having MRI scan. Now, I've spoke to my doctor about this, and he said he's going to refer to neurology, um, but it's down to them. Now, if everything's coming back as normal, I can't see why they're going to want to do an MRI scan. You know the way the NHS is at the moment, they save money on anything. Um, but I'll wait and see. I won't hold my breath, put it that way. KB, your health is more important than anything. When the GP, by the way, back to that subject quickly, when the GP got me the report from the hospital, it didn't seem over concerned. So the fact that no stroke showing up and I don't know, it just didn't seem like that the doctor was that concerned about anything. He said he was going to refer to. He's going to refer to the NHS and see what happens from there onwards. I'd rather get me op out the way first. Anyhow, glad it wasn't a stroke. Bobby Crush says it's an elaborate plan to get on the pip. Yes, it's all part of it. You should ask her. Well, I don't think you can force medical people to do stuff, can you? You know, let's see what happens now with the referral to neurology if it ever comes about. Yeah, couldn't find his wallet. I just said JBM, me next trip's not happening. Nothing's gonna happen uh, for a while now. It's something I've got to do, isn't it? Basically, there's not a lot I can do about that. Just got to go with the flow. Now the messages seem to have stopped. You see, oh yeah, they're coming back up again. Hello, Kim. It's weird when you get medical little bits of scares like this, and then at the end of the day, 19 hours in A&E, and I felt when I came out of A&E, I came out with a report, and I felt like, well, that was a waste of 19 hours. And but I'll tell you what, no, is it hell over? I've still got about 10 videos to put up, JBM, of stuff I've already done. Hiya, Danny. Bell's pause. I don't know. I haven't got a clue. To be honest with you, Blackpool Victoria Hospital was, in my eyes, a waste of time, realistically. It was jam-packed. And it would all happen on a Saturday night, wouldn't it, going into Sunday? Um, when they were all coming in, being stabbed and bottled and fell over drunk. It wasn't a nice place to be in, and the nursing staff were all up the wall, totally up the wall. But anyhow, I had the tests done, which were relevant and needed to be done, and they were happy to discharge me. So just wait to see what comes out of it. Sorry I'm late, Dave Hodgson. You're back. You're here, Dave. Don't worry about it. Paul, if you're not doing anything, you can please babysit my budgie while I'm on holiday. Okay, send it in the post, Brian. Just put what One up a week. That's what I'm doing, Tyler. The ones I've got, I'll spread out one a week. And I'm bringing this live in now because with my schedule being very erratic, as you know, 1 minute I'm here, 1 minute I'm there. I'm recording 5 hotels, I'm recording 7 hotels. I don't get that much of a chance to do lives. I think someone mentioned the other week that it was 6 weeks or something since my last live. And you don't realize when you're trying to do content. And don't forget, there's little old me. And I'm trying to do all this content, do all the recording, checking into hotels, flying on planes. And then I've got to do all the editing. I'm lucky I've got time to eat. Well, Tony, it's not that easy because this was in Blackpool and I'm back in Liverpool now, and I'm not going to travel all the way back to Blackpool and hope that that member of staff's going to be there just to ask her why she said it. How long was I in for? 19 hours, Tyler. Oh yeah, this is what I can't understand. Expectations at times, Tyler, in the hospital is so you are supposed to check in, be triaged, uh, be seen, treatment, and admission or discharge within 4 hours. 19 hours. And a lot of that time, I was sent from beds back out into the waiting room because they needed the cubicle that I was in. So they kept sending me back out until someone else wanted to see me. So a lot of the time, I was musical chairs in A&E waiting room, moving around every time I got called in to go back out, to have bloods done, to have this done. It's ridiculous. Right, Jill, hi Paul, glad you're feeling better. Thanks, Jill. Tony, I love your Marrakesh videos. Looking forward to the rest of the Egypt ones. Another one's going up tomorrow. Tony, that'll be on tomorrow. Oh, Rob's talking to somebody else. I thought he was asking me. MRI scans and urologists will probably say that you can't drive for 6 months whilst they investigate. I don't know. I haven't got a clue. At the moment, no one's told me anything. And the GP, I'll be honest with you, when I went to my doctor and he read all the report, um, he just like, I don't know, I just felt like that I was wasting the time. That's the way I felt. So I can't really see much of this coming out. I'll be honest with you, the operation that I'm having now, or due to have, uh, this has been waiting a while, and I actually got a text message on a Saturday night, weeks and weeks ago, asking me, did I still need the surgery? A text message. Would you believe that? That's the NHS for you. Even though I'm down for surgery, they sent a text message asking me, did I still need it? Where's the NHS going? Right, Mank Julian, love for Manchester, get well soon. That's it, Julian. Tony, that's a good point. Yeah, Percy, hi everyone, I am new here. Is this a gay page? I don't know, Percy, are you? 19 hours is a joke. Correct. Oh, there you go. One of my mods must have been on. Percy's just been sent off there. 19 hours is a joke. Oh, Brian, so I'm getting mixed up here because um, people are talking to each other, so I'm trying to read what they're saying. Right, KB, the NHS isn't fit for purpose. I know it isn't. Doesn't make any sense to you, Paul. No, it doesn't. No Percy, everyone is welcome. It's a travel channel. Doesn't matter, he's gone anyhow. One of my mods in the background must have got rid of him. Right, Jill, I had an MRI. I wasn't expecting it. Would be like that, flying in a stone coffin. I know exactly what MRIs are like because I had one a long, long time ago. John just got back from Marrakesh after your review, Paul. It was mad, but thoroughly enjoyed. I told you this. I told you it's the sensory overload, Marrakesh. It's like you've just woke up in your worst nightmare, but you get used to it. My husband had the same message a few times asking, did he still need the surgery? It's a disgrace, Kim. It's a disgrace. You're down for surgery, and then they leave you for months and months and months, and then they come up with, do you still need it? So then I ended up getting called in by the surgeons to have a look, and I was literally in the room 10 seconds, literally 10 seconds in the room, would you believe that? And they turned around and said, yes, you do need the surgery. So now I'm on the surgery, even though the message was asking me, did I need to cancel it? I tell you, JBM, they're ridiculous. According to the government, they are improving the NHS. I don't think they're improving the NHS. They're just the problem with the NHS and the problem with A&E is you're on a bungee rope. They put a plaster on the major issues and they send you home, especially with the elderly. They put a plaster on the problem, send you home once the 4 hours is up, and then you bounce back in another ambulance because you've not had the problem dealt with. And then they patch you up again and they send you out. And it looks good on the government. It looks really fantastic for the government and for the NHS because they can see people are being treated and being discharged within certain times. And it's not. They're just basically covering themselves by doing the discharges. I've got to say thank you to Jane JF there for the 4.99 super chat. Thanks very much, Jane. Take care and best wishes. I don't know if Jane's just gone again. I've just got to read the message. Are you a doctor, Paul? Do you need surgery? Can you answer the question? What surgery is it? Or ignore me for being personal. Oh, I'll tell you, I don't care because then you're all going to wonder anyhow when I'm doing the lives and I'm probably in agony. It's hernia operation. So that's why if you ever look at my videos, you never see any lower than here on the videos because I've got this huge lump sticking out, uh, which needs pushing back in. So I try to keep that part of my body off. You're all going to be looking now at the videos, aren't you, just to see if you can see it. Paul, I know a few nurses if you need them. Phone number or a premium rate number. Hey, do you know what? Funny enough, talking about that, when I put that video up, I had a doctor contact me saying he'd give me private services and he wasn't going to charge me. Now, I don't really know if he's genuine or, but I didn't contact him because I don't understand how any doctor would do private treatment on a complete stranger. It did sound a bit weird. Hi, Paul. Hoping things are turning out for you. Nothing major wrong. Well, as I said, I've got this hernia thing that's been going on for about 15 years. And eventually, or well, not eventually, I'm having me pre-op, as I said. And then this episode happened. And now the thing I've got a bit wary about now is, are they going to cancel this pre-op now because I've had this little thing in Blackpool Hospital? I don't know. It's all up in the air. You just don't know what goes on. My father waited 5 days without any food or water because he couldn't eat or drink, and he kept alive via a drip. Ridiculous, isn't it? Government goes on paper and actually visits seeing what's going on. No, it's tell you. Oh, Jane's still with us. Thanks again, Jane. Twice now I've been called for hospital appointments and I've been in with a doctor in less than 5 minutes, being dealt with over the telephone. I don't know. I'll have to wait and see. I'm not holding my breath for any of this outcome, whether it's the whatever happened in Blackpool, which I don't know. I can't see them doing an MRI on something they don't know what they're looking for, because that literally is. the outcome of Blackpool. Everybody was aiming for a stroke. Everybody was looking for a stroke. The nurses and doctors were all looking for a stroke. And then I get told by a medical consultant that he wasn't interested in a stroke. He was looking for the tumour. What tumour? Didn't know I had one of them either. So anyhow, I can't see them going any further with the NHS and making appointments on this. Um, I think they'll refer me to neurology. I'll probably get called in. They'll do various minor tests and say no, it's fine. I passed out, was in A&E. Paul, I'm checking your videos. I passed out. I was in A&E. This is Jimmy. 18 hours in the waiting room, 16 hours. Ended up back at home with a doctor's letter to go for an hour. Well, virtually that's what it is. They've recommended from Blackpool that I have one. Then my GP sort of looks at me like, well, there's no outcome. The bloods were fine. Um, Stroke nurse didn't find anything, and there was nothing on the CT scan, so I can't see them wasting the time. My mum had a hernia, used to pop out like a tennis ball. They kept it until, yeah, this is the thing, Jill. Mine's gone now. As I say, it was originally discovered by accident, to be honest with you, because I used to work in A&E, and one of the doctors, I was just asking the doctor, I said, "Do you know what, I can feel a hole by my belly button." And he went, "Let's have a look." And he went, "Yes, you've got a start of a hernia." Um, he said, "There's nothing to worry about now." He said, "But that will cause you problems as you get older." And that was about 15 years ago, maybe even 20 years ago. And now it's right out. And basically, all they said to me was, "Don't worry about it, don't worry about it, don't worry about it," until it strangulates, then get into A&E as quick as possible. It's another one of them, isn't it? Don't do anything until it's too late. Anyhow, they've seen it and they said it definitely needs doing. Patricia says, "Hi, Paul. Sorry to hear that. Stay positive, Paul. I hope you get sorted quickly. I hope your operation goes well. Take care." Thanks, David. Um, Hi, Paul. Hope you're okay. That's from Tony. Hope you get to have your surgery soon. I don't know. Do you know, touch wood, I've been fortunate health-wise to get to my age without having to be admitted into a hospital. I've gone and cursed myself now, haven't I? Actually admitted into a hospital. Um, so I haven't even got a clue. Once you have your pre-op, are we talking, well, when would they be sort of considering an operation? I haven't got a clue. Is it like a couple of days later? Is it a week? I mean, it can't be long because what's the point of a pre-op when situations can change in a matter of weeks, can't it? So I don't know. Maybe someone will be able to tell me once you've had your pre-op how quick are we talking before they get you in to do anything. All they used to say, let's have a look, I've gone past that one now. All they used to say, what happens in Blackpool stays in Blackpool. Yes, right, they're having a conversation, JB and Paul. Can you explain, in your own opinion, why most Blackpool hotels don't care and why they are money stealing hotels? I don't know, JBM. All I can say to you is I don't stay in the lower star rating hotels for two reasons. One is I don't think my viewers are interested. £10 a night, £15 a night hotels. I don't know what these vloggers expect when they go. Because you've got a lot of vloggers on there that just go out the way and they go out the way purposely to rip these hotels apart, knowing that they're not going to be very nice anyhow. Um, I'm not saying you, JBM. I'm saying I've seen so many on there that it's clickbait. A lot of it is clickbait. The titles are clickbait, basically, and they're paying £15 a night, and they're wondering why uh, the hotel isn't up to standard. Now, I don't book them hotels. The ones I had in Blackpool, which I've lost the money by the way, because the last four that I had to to do. I had to cancel them all in the end. And unfortunately, hotels.com were not very helpful at all, who I booked through. Apparently because I hadn't taken an insurance premium out on the time limit to cancel, then it was non-refundable. So I lost quite a few bob on those. I'm not that bothered. I lost quite a few bob, but my hotels were a minimum of around about 75 a night in Blackpool. So that's one reason. I don't know. I'm trying to think what the second reason would be. I've just said two reasons. I don't know. I'll come back to that in a second if I think. We all know about Blackpool. We all know that there are certain hotels in Blackpool that you just wouldn't visit. You just wouldn't unless you're going for a reason. Right, Karen, I've missed one here. Hi, Paul. Hope things have turned out right for you now and nothing major wrong. I was found your page a few weeks ago. Love watching. Thanks, Karen. Let's get back down to some of these. Um, I've done that one. I've done that one. Done that one. Done that one. Done that one. Paul, are you going to visit haunted castles or hotels this year to upload and run up to Halloween? I don't know, Tyler. I haven't thought much about it yet. The problem is, if I've got this hernia up going, apparently your first 10 days or something where you've got to be very, very careful. And the recovery could be up to, sure, someone said 10 weeks, fully recovery. So that's going to put me well into September, isn't it? Something like that. Yes, I did something in Chester and in York. My husband eventually came out of surgery at Christmas, then went to outpatient appointment in March. I went into the room and the doctor thought he hadn't even had the operation. Do you know what? I don't think they read your records, you know. I honestly don't think. I stayed in the Park Hotel in Blackpool, top hotel. Say JBM, there are certain, but I bet you didn't pay £15 a night for that one. When I watch your videos, Landudno, one I remember you were saying the bed was covered in hairs, and then you asked for refunds. Yeah, that was a one-off. In I think I'm somewhere around about 400 videos now, and I think out of those 400 videos, I would say there's less than 10 that I've complained about. So I don't go out my way for clickbait looking for the most dirtiest, worst hotels just to be able to report on them. I think at the maximum, I wouldn't even say 10. Um, I might not like the hotel, personal reasons, because it's not the sort of thing for me, but that's the difference between a hotel being filthy, disgusting, and you wouldn't go. If I don't like a hotel, sometimes you go to places and they're just not for you. Nothing wrong with the hotel, it's just not your sort of hotel. Well, funny enough, Rob, the Premier Inn in Blackpool was one that I had booked, but I wasn't paying £35 a night. It was the Premier Inn North, but I've contacted Premier Inn regarding the no-show because I was due to be there the day that I was discharged from the hospital, and I contacted them, and they've given me a 3-month um, hold on the room, and I can change it to any date. They're the only people that have done anything. Hotels.com were a waste of time. I go to Blackpool Magician Convention each year, and I have been lucky with guest houses. Yeah, Fatma, it could, it's potluck. Guess, do you know what? I've just done um my second Blackpool one was a guest house, but I didn't. My bag was there. Really weird, because I took my bag in when I'd left the first hotel, but I took my bag in about 12 o'clock to the second guest house, and I said I'd be back at 3 o'clock to check in. I goes down to the pier to do the live, if you watched all that, and then everything all went wrong. And then the next thing I knew, I was picking up my case from the guest house nearly 24 hours later, and didn't even stay in the guest house, didn't even get checked in, didn't do anything in that guest house except leave my suitcase. So I was going to be doing hotels and guest houses, but didn't get round to them. Shane Hall. It is annoying when some hotel reviews bring £15 rooms and then nitpick and moan. I know that's exactly what I'm saying. They moan that it's not high class. People are having conversations with each other there again. Yes. Yeah, mine wasn't 35. I think mine was round 70, 78, £79, something like that for my stay. Um, but at least they've pushed the dates now to give me a 3 month window to be able to move it. Yes, Jane, the church I stayed in was absolutely fabulous, and I thought with it being an Airbnb and it was unique and it was something totally different, I thought it would be quite a good viewing one. And it's probably one of the worst videos as regarding views. No one seemed interested, and it was very expensive, to be honest with you, to be able to pay for those nights. Um, but it didn't seem to be what people were looking for. Anyhow, believe it or not, I came on to do this video just to let you know that on Wednesdays, every Wednesday, hopefully wherever I am in the world, providing I'm not on a flight or I'm in between countries, I'm hoping to do an 8 o'clock live where I can have a nice discussion with all the viewers and we can have a good chinwag about what's going on and hopefully let you know where the channel's going. A few, people have said, "Are you giving it up?" No, at the moment, I've got no intentions of giving it up. But this depends on what happens health-wise. I don't know what's around the corner. So every Wednesday at 8 p.m. And the reason for this video is basically just I'm looking down at the messages you see and the actual cameras there. Um, I've just set up a brand new streaming platform, and you know yourself when you use something new and you've never used it before, it's always hard to sort of get your head round. So I'm just making sure that the sound is coming through, the visuals are fine, and I can read all your messages. So that's the reason why I'm on today. But anyhow, we've been on for a little bit now. We might as well carry on with a little bit more natter. But I'm looking, what I can see on the picture, it looks absolutely fine to me on this picture, and the sound levels are fine on what I can see. So that's all I needed to know. The worst thing I wanted was to come on and, uh, like Blackpool, stream for 5 minutes and then it all goes off. Kim, I've missed your lives. Look forward to them. The thing is, as I said, with travelling, and then I've gone past some here now up here, the church ones, the owners look pride, yeah. It's a shame. I stayed at St. Giles Hotel in central. I know you told me about this one, and it was really cheap for London. I remember you saying this one. I haven't got back to London yet, so I'll have to just try and remember that if I ever do London again. I miss your lives. This is Kim. Look forward to them. KB, don't forget to. Oh yeah, Oh, I forgot about all this. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up. I like, go on, keep thumbs up, by the way, because it gets more people on the live. There's 49 watching at the moment, and it doesn't seem to be showing the thumbs up on this screen at the moment. So I don't know if anyone's even done any. Slow down, get a job in the supermarket. Yeah, the stress of the supermarket. One massive double bed, a single bed. Oh, Tyler's still talking about the central one. You told me about this a while ago, if I remember. Oh yeah, so I'm gonna have to look out for this St. Giles because Jeanette's mentioned it as well. It's a decent hotel, isn't it? Oh, they're having conversations amongst themselves. Oh, by the way, I need to tell you, I've had my mugs done. Yes, not my face. I've had some merch done. I do have a merch channel which goes to the Cool Springs, which is on my YouTube page, and you can get t-shirts and stuff like that. And the mug works out something like about 20 quid for a mug. So I've got some mugs done myself. So if anyone's interested in the mug, I've got a screenshot anyhow. I'll bang it up now and let you have a little look. There we go. So hopefully that should come on now if this is working right. Is your face on the mug now? There we go. So there's the mugs, and that's including the postage. I've got it as cheap as I can to do, and the info is on there anyhow. So if you want a Who Knows Where mug to sit and watch the program with, just go to the Who Knows Where travel at gmail.com and let me know you want one, and I'll give you all the information regarding paying. Right, it's a little bit better to do it on the live because it's sitting here holding a mug up. Where am I up to? That's it. I stayed in the St. Giles Hotel roughly 12 nights a year, pay between 90 and that's quite good, because we went to London and paid 200 and odd pounds, and we were in the cellar of this hotel, and it was a disgrace. Right, I've missed your live. Look forward to there we go. Maybe slow down and get a job in the sun. I must have read these twice then. Here we go. Oh yeah, I've read these. I've gone back too far. Yeah. Carry on with the live. Midway through cleaning the inside of the car, so taking a break. Paul, look after yourself. Don't worry about us. We will always love and follow you, Mags. Cheers for that. Right, let's get your mug off. Say, I'm just checking all this stuff works in the background, so the mug should disappear off the screen any minute now. Oh, Funky's on as well. Yes, you've been staying here for 10 years. Shows your face on the mug. Well, you've got it now, Tyler. You've seen it. If you need a mod. I'm okay at the moment, Crispy. I've got two on in the background, and they're on now. I know they are. Um, you shouldn't really need one. You shouldn't really need one, really. But, unfortunately, you do have these keyboard warriors that sit in the cellar of a derelict house and just like to have a little go. No, I'm just looking at this. People are talking to themselves, so poor. Yes. Tyler, the thing is, yourself, once you get used to doing stuff the way you do it, like the editing suite, and this is my third editing suite I'm on now. And you get used to the first one, and then you think, oh, the second one seems to do things a lot better, a lot quicker, and it's got more transitions on it, it's got more titles on it, all the extra little bonuses on it. I'll drop you down because that's bring you down a little bit. It's got all that extra stuff on. And then well, the problem is you don't realize till you move over that you've never used it before, and then it just becomes a nightmare. Then you've got to learn to use that all over again. Um, and that's the way it works. And then go on to your next item, and then you got to do it all again. That's why I try and stay with whatever I can as much as I can. So when you get another piece of technology like this, because I've only really ever live stream off my phone, and now I'm trying to do it through a studio, which gives you the ability to put slides in and stuff like that, and make it a little bit more interesting. But then you have to sort of think, oh, I'll have to get a bit up to date on a bit more technology. Right, I've got 40 people on. I've been on 44 minutes. That's not bad considering I was only coming on to tell you I'll be on on Wednesdays. So remember, Wednesday, 8 p.m. I'll take this to the hour. Any more questions off anybody? Anything other than health? Can we move on to something else? I know Noel uses his face on the logo. Noel, are we talking about Noel Phillips? Now, the funny thing, I don't know if this is still coming through because there's no movement on the messages. I think it's slightly, oh yeah, we're going again. Where do I want to go next year? I don't really know. I've got, yes, Noel Phillips, yeah. Um, he's more aviation than anything though, isn't he? He's more planes. I don't really know. It's who knows where, so it's the world. So there's a lot of places out there yet to cover. Um, I think it's all down to health now. I think it's all going to be down to what I can do, and hopefully I can get back up. Yeah, I use Filmora at the moment, but that's becoming a little bit of a pain as well. They're restricting a lot of the free stuff on Filmora. Um, Filmora, by the way, is the editing suite, in case people don't know what we're talking about. So that's one of the editing suites. Um, and what you used to get free, um, they're sort of restricted now, and you've got to buy packages to get the free stuff. Right, Shane, I was in York Minster. If you've watched the video, Shane, I was in York Minster when I was invited back to York by um, one of the bus companies, tour companies. Can't think of the name of them now. Check the videos out. Rob from I can't think what the name of the company was. I don't know. Check the video out, and he actually takes me into York Minster. I was a VIP guest to go around York. The Croatia videos were fantastic. I want to go back Croatia. Definitely want to go back to Croatia. I loved it. What's your list, top three? I want to do Las Vegas. I wouldn't mind doing Dubai. Um, and I want to do the German Christmas markets. They're a couple that I'd like to do. Well, yeah, Rob, I've just answered your question there. Yes, Vegas is on the list. What did I think of Egypt? I went to my hotel was fantastic. Staff couldn't do enough. Do you know what, Kim? There's a couple of the hotels that we didn't like. Um, well, we liked them, but they weren't as good as the others. The problem was we spoilt ourselves on a couple of the hotels being 5 stars, and then we went down to the lower stars just to show you which different ones were there. Um, and the problem with going to the different ones was the expectations, and we didn't get the expectations. Don't get me wrong, they were lovely hotels, totally lovely hotels. You couldn't fault them. Um, but it was a total contrast in some of them to what we've been in. We've gone from these massive big resorts down to these tiny little sort of hotels. Um, the thing that got me with Egypt was the food. There was only really one complex that had food that was really nice. The rest of it was like, I don't know. It gave me the impression that a lot of it was just rechained, sent over again, and it was like limitations on some of the foods. Um, I don't know, but the staff, the people, the staff in the hotels, some of the hotels were gorgeous, and the staff they just basically can't do enough for you. But then when you go down to the lower ones, that's when you can see the difference in the staff. They were okay, but they weren't as, I don't know. Watch the videos, you'll see what I mean. They even came round the pool to put cucumber slice. Well, you must have better treatment than us. I paid a little extra to get things that you usually get free, or to tow. Has anybody been okay with the food in Egypt? My daughter loved it, but always be wary of the stomach. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. We did have a couple of days where some of the food was going through as like Exocet missiles, but it resolved itself in a couple of days. Good enough because I went to one of the. It's weird because they have like a pharmacy, but they have like a medic type of thing inside the pharmacy. It's like a doctor type of thing within the pharmacy that I went into, and they recommended this stomach antibiotic, which was in a vial that you swallowed, and that sort of resolved everything. So it looks like it's a popular thing in Egypt to get your, I don't know, is it the Nile belly or something? I don't know. Yes, we went all inclusive in the 5 different hotels. If you do Vegas, have a few days in San Francisco as well. Yeah, I thought about this, Jeanette. I thought about instead of flying back, um, and then flying back out again to do another load of hotels, I thought about basically country popping or city popping, just going from that flight to the next one, rather than do a few days, maybe do a fortnight and get a few cities in or towns, rather than flying 9 hours back to America to go and do uh, Los Angeles, then fly back and then fly back again to do New York. But it's all got to be planned out because you know yourself, America is that big. You think to yourself you can just fly from one city to another or from one state to another, and you don't realize you're talking hours and hours just to get there. Can you remember the name of the hotel you reviewed? I think is Southport, quite upmarket. Oh, it was the one on the seafront. Do you know what, Brian? I can't. Go through the videos. When you get to the Southport ones, it'll be there. It's the seafront. It was on the seafront, wasn't it? It certainly wasn't the Prince of Wales, trust me. Paul, how about a few cruises? Yes, I've thought about them. Do you know what's put me off though, Jimmy, on the cruises? Realistically put me off is I don't like being sheep. And when you're going into, you have to stop at a certain part of the country and then you all have to get off and you go on a tour or you go somewhere. Um, and a lot of cruises, from what I can see, is you don't actually stop anywhere near where you need to be. Because I know the likes of Barcelona, you stop miles out of Barcelona. So you've got to actually get into Barcelona when you stop there. And it's like a lot of places. Venice is the same. You don't stop in the heart of Venice. You stop miles away and you've got to get into Venice. So this is the thing that puts me off. And then you're all a gang of sheep. I like to go and do what I'm doing myself. I don't like basically being told what to do on holiday. If you go to Dubai, don't go in the summer. I gather it's gonna just got back, loved it. Go in the cooler months, right? Came over look at that one. Yeah, I just said there, Rob, about the cruise. I don't know. I might look into it. I'd love to do one, but I don't know. Yes, Tyler's telling me all the places in America. What's the best hotel you've stayed in Benidorm? I don't know. I'm mixed on them again. The best ones that I liked, there's certain bits about each one that I liked. I still like the Port Benidorm. I like that one. The Bartholo I liked for its location. The Villa Venezia, the 5-star one, I loved it because the way you were treated by the staff and the view you have, and the food in the Villa Venezia was, you couldn't argue with that food. But it was the 5-star one. But each certain ones that I like have certain points. Even the smaller ones, certain ones have like staying in the boarding houses. The fact that I stayed in one of them accommodations only uh, apartment. Don't know if it was Pino or something like that. And it was being independent with your own little balcony right in the middle of the old town and just your room and your, I don't know, there was a little thing about that that I liked. Certain ones you like for certain points. My daughter had the honeymoon in Las Vegas. She absolutely loved it. Right, that's KB. Jeanette again, we did that last year. We covered a few cities. Oh, flying from different ones, yeah. Jane, my daughter loves Thailand as well. I'd love, I've been to Thailand 5 times. The problem with Thailand is the flight. It's a killer. It's an absolute killer. And depending on where you want to go in Thailand, it could be even a bigger killer. Because when we stayed in Krabi, we had a 3-hour taxi after getting off 2 planes. So we had our plane to somewhere like Doha or whatever it was, Muscat or whatever, and then we had the plane into, I think it was Phuket, and then we had a 3-hour taxi to Krabi, and that took that. Oh, and we had a 7-hour delay as well. So I think that took somewhere in the region of 32 hours to get from Manchester to Krabi, and that was just a killer. I want to go back again, but yeah, I want to go back again, but it's that just that traveling just puts me off. I think if I did it again, I think I'd do a stopover, maybe a night in Dubai or Doha or something like that. Have a sleep in a hotel and then travel on. Anthony says, thank you for your fridge, your Egypt fridge magnet. Pride of place on the fridge. Yes, you're welcome on that one. Tyler, Britannia, Southport. Yes, that was the Prince of Wales one. There's the Scarisbrick as well. I haven't done that one yet. That was closed when I was there for some reason. Unless you go on it, I think they're talking to somebody else. They do Salt Lake City, Las Vegas. Tyler's going through a lot of America. Here we go. There's so many places in America. He drove 6 hours Alpine in Utah to Las Vegas. The views are spectacular. There is so much to see. Absolutely so much to see. We just got back. But the heat is okay for me. Right, I'm getting mixed up on these conversations. Now, here we go. I'm talking about one thing, Southport, next minute, then I'm in Thailand. Oh, you've just got back from Thailand and the heat was okay for you. Depends on when you go. We've had some ridiculous sticky nights in Thailand, I'm telling you, where you just basically, it doesn't matter, you get out the shower and in 2 minutes, everything's stuck to you again. 30 odd degrees at like 2 in the morning. You can walk off. Yeah, there is certain places, I know there is, Rob, but a lot of places, it depends on which one you're going on. I think there's likes of the Caribbean, you can walk off basically into your destination. But I know with Barcelona for starters, because I know exactly where the ship's pulling, and I know where Barcelona is. It's nowhere near each other. The downside of cruise is that you wait for short. Yeah, that's what I said to you. And you basically, it's all in an itinerary, isn't it? What you're going to be doing and where you're going to go. Okay, you don't have to go on this. A couple of people have said to me, well, you can stay on the ship. You don't have to go out every day. You can just stay on the ship. But the thing is, if you're paying X amount of thousands of pounds to go on this cruise, to go all to these cities and countries, whatever it is, whether it's a Med cruise or a Caribbean cruise, why, when you get to these destinations you've never been to, would you like to stay on the ship? I'm off. Glad to see you. Okay, Paul. Chat soon. Cheers, Tyler. Michael Arthur. Hi, who knows where? Sen. What about going to Canada? See, again, another thing. You could do America, you could do Mexico, a little bit of America, and then fly up to Canada. There's so much that could be done. Um, Again, it's all down to I need to sort out where I'm up to and what's happening health-wise. She went Phuket in April via Abu Dhabi, Heathrow, coach down from Stoke and back via China. Well, that'd be nice. That'd be nice. I'd like to do China. I don't know what happened there. I think I lost the signal a little bit then. Something went off, but I'm back on again. Yeah, definitely went off. Yeah, it's back on live now. I think I'm back on. Am I back on to everyone? Oh, it's called the Waterfront Hotel Southport. There, I told you it was at the waterfront. Very good live. Thanks, Toe. No from Dubai, Paul. That's that one. Hawaii, Australia. Do you know, Anthony, you could go on forever. I'm back on again. I did definitely go off there for a second, a split second. Yes, Japan again. I've got to head over that way. I would love to go over that way. Um, I'd like to try the bullet train. I'd probably like to try Disney and it's Japan, isn't it? Disney. Trying to think what it was. When you're away, what do you miss about home? Sometimes the fact that I can just walk into my living room and kick my shoes off and sit down, when you get that point where you can just return back and just sit, but unfortunately, you've still got 4 hotels to do. That's what I miss, the fact that you can just walk into your home and just sit down. And that's another thing I hate. When I've finished doing what I'm doing and I'm back at the airport, I always think to myself, oh God, don't you just wish you could walk out your hotel room and into your living room because you know you've got that return flight and you really don't want to do it. It's not too bad going out. The return flights are the worst. And I think everybody feels that. Hello, Paul. Sorry about this. Oh, stroke. Well, fortunately, it never turned out to be one, Gene. Fortunately for me, it never turned out to be one. Well, they're saying it wasn't one. They couldn't find anything. A little bit of a scare at the time because I didn't know what was going on. If you go similar cruise ships, you can get to city ports. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna have to look into it. I did the Lake District. Yes, it's a nice place to relax. I did that a couple of years ago. I think right at the beginning of the channel, I actually hired an Airbnb for 4 nights. I think I did. The thing is, have everybody noticed now? What are we? We're now going into with the 5th of July. Has anybody tried looking at the price of a hotel in the UK for a week? Has anyone even tried doing that? Have you thought of like Penzance or somewhere down Newquay or somewhere like that? A nice week for you and the family. Have you checked the prices? Have you even checked a caravan in Wales for a week now? Have a look at the hotels in Spain. You're talking 200 plus for some hotels in Spain for one night. This is another thing you've got to look at when you're doing the travel channel. These 3 months, these next 3 months being June, July, August, even into September, everything is just a rip-off. What's that? Brian, the way some hotels are going, holidaymakers are going to need to bring their own, and but they're not, they're going to start charging. I think they're going to start charging for a lot more in hotels. By the way, my hubby, and I love your videos. Thanks, Gene. Fred Olsen, amazing cruise from the we already said that they're talking to each other. We're going to Krakow in December, staying in the by the castle for a change. Sen, if you've watched my channel, you know I love Krakow. I just love going to Krakow just to go and have a drink, just to go and have something to eat. It's a lovely city. it jumps up. I don't know what we're talking. We talked about the prices now. Our flight to Dubai, Manchester was 2 hours delayed after pushback, as someone reported the battery in someone's whole luggage. Yes, I know there's all kinds. I tell you, there's everything. We were sitting on the runway coming back from, I think it was Egypt. I think we got on, or it was one place. It was either going out or coming back, and we were on. They actually piled us on. They panicked us, to be honest with you. They turned on the set. Uh, the gate came up, and we were sitting in the bar, and the gate came up right in front of us, and I went, right, I'm going to the toilet. Went to the toilet, and while I was in the toilet, they were shouting, um, last call, last call, and we were like, the gate's only just gone up. So we rushes to the gate. They get us all on the plane. We push back on the plane to the runway, and then they left us there for 45 minutes. So I don't know what the big panic was to get us on the plane just to put us on the runway. Brian, I would like to try Thailand. I prefer a quieter resort, but still the access to local culture. Yes, Krabi. Krabi's far laid back. John TM, which is the next one down from Pattaya. Pattaya is mad, but John TM seems to be a little bit more laid back and it's spread out so you can find nice little quiet bars. But Krabi is smaller and a lot of nice bars and a beautiful beach. Gene, I've done some Airbnbs. I've done some in Spain. I've just done one in the church in Crosby. I did it in, um, just said it, the Lake District. I think there's going to be a lot of restriction on Airbnbs because I know Bookings.com have just threw 4,000 Airbnbs off their site in Spain. You know, all this campaigning that you've heard in the news, or if you haven't heard it, apparently they're going around squirting tourists with water because they don't want them there. It's nothing to do with tourists. It's the fact that it's happening in this country. People are buying up property and then turning them into Airbnbs or rentals. You probably know someone in your own street that it's happened to. Mrs. So and so died, and then all of a sudden, a person that you've never seen, probably from London, buys that house in your street, and then it's turned into a flat or it's turned into an Airbnb. Well, this is what the protests are in Spain about, is the fact that so many um, people that don't even live in Spain have bought so much property and is now renting it out to the tourism, which means the younger generation in Spain, younger kids coming up now, there's nothing, there's nowhere to live, there's no properties to buy. So that is the reason why, for some reason, when they're doing these marches, they're squirting what they think is English people with water. They're not, they're just protesting against their Airbnb, should I say, their properties being bought up for Airbnbs. But Booking.com have just knocked 4,000 Airbnbs off. And if you go to Thailand and you own a property and rent in Thailand, you can't Airbnb it or rent it off. It's against the law in Thailand. Right, so where was I up to on that? I actually loved it, John. John, I went to Skegness be around this time last year, and I stayed in the Grand, and I stayed in the Marine, and I stayed in the Royal, and I actually loved it. Even though people tore the Grand to death, I liked the hotel. I just didn't like the prison cell he put me in, because it was like a prison cell. Yes, there you go, KB. Everything in this country is a rip-off. It is now. You just check it now. Just check the simplest thing once I come off this channel, don't go yet, but just check it. The simplest thing to look for, a simple thing, a caravan somewhere, and you look how much it's going to be next week or the week after. Yes, the Butlins one, again, I went to took my grandson and I loved it. Have I been to Phuket? Yes, I like it. It's very similar to Pattaya, but on a smaller level, a lot smaller. If you go to Pattaya, Pattaya is known for the sex industry, by the way. Um, I like the place, not for the sex industry, by the way. I just like Pattaya because there's so much going on. There's so much to see, so much entertainment going on, and we just love the food. We go to a restaurant stroke bar called the oh God, my brain won't work today. The Beer Garden, and it overlooks the Pattaya city sign right on the coastline, and it's beautiful to sit there at night time, and the food is gorgeous. So, it's a nice place, Pattaya, but it can be too much. It can be in your face. Um, Phuket is similar, but on a lower scale. Yeah, Brian, I've used Skyscanner. What I do with Skyscanner, I'll give you a little. I should be doing videos on this, by the way. I should do a video and put it up. Skyscanner, what I do is I'll search where I'm looking for. If I don't know where I'm going to and I'm looking for somewhere that is cheap for a flight, I'll go on Skyscanner. But the problem with Skyscanner is once you find the flight and where you want to go to, it will then take you to a drop down of your prices. And you will see people that you probably never heard of, like Flight Scanner and Flight this and Top this and Trip this. And you'll see the price change going down by these companies. Now, the problem with these companies are they are your third party. So say you see a flight going to Benidorm with Ryanair and it says it's £29. It then takes you to the drop down page where you'll see company number one name £29, company number two £30, company number three, all different names of companies, £40. And then you'll get down to Ryanair where it will be 50 quid. And you're thinking, well, hang on, it was advertised at £29. Why is Ryanair 50 quid? Well, if you book the £29, you will get the flight. That will be the flight. The problem is if you have an issue with that flight, because when you book it through company number one, you haven't booked it with Ryanair. So company number one books it on behalf of you using a proxy email. You don't have access to that proxy email. You don't know what it is, so you can't amend your booking. So if you want to add a bag, you want to contact Ryanair, you want to change the date, you want to change the name, you can't do it. You've got to go through this proxy company and try going through them. You can't. And if you need a refund and you contact Ryanair, Ryanair go, no, go back to the third party. So I use Skyscanner to find the flights that I want, and then I go to the Ryanair. I don't use company one, two, three, or four. I go to the Ryanair and book direct with them. And then if you have a problem, so in other words, Skyscanner can show you some really cheap prices, but you've got no backup. I go down to the proper company, Ryanair, EasyJet, British Airways, or whatever it is, Virgin, and I pay the extra 10, £20 or whatever it is, just for peace of mind. That was a long-winded one, wasn't it? On one question. I hope that answered your question, Bri. But the thing is, I've got that many conversations going on now that people are still talking to me and I don't know what I was talking about. Yeah, it depends on, yeah. Oh, Rob's talking to Kurt. Yeah, it depends. There are still some good deals out there, but you got to realize to cater for what you want. Um, a couple with a couple of kids, it might not be a good deal. I stayed in the chapel and it's going, nice, there we go. Yeah, can you take your... Of course you can, Bri. You can take children to Thailand if you want to. You got to realize some of these hotels are beautiful hotels. Some of them are like resorts, so you don't even come off. If you go to, watch the video, Brian, Thailand that I did called the Space Hotel. Five-star hotel in Pattaya, where I was telling you about it's a sex industry down further down. Even though the Thailand make out it isn't. Um, it does go on. We all know it goes on. Uh, but if you go to a hotel which is further up in Pattaya, North Pattaya. It's called the Space Hotel. You would not even have to take your kids off that resort because the water features in there alone. It's got its own wave pool. Watch the video. It's got its own lazy river, playstations. There's loads to do. And then when you come outside, you've got a massive big shopping centre, and you've got loads of little bars round. So you could just stay in that one part alone. So you can take children to Thailand. Um, it's just a journey. Would they sit for 17 hours? They're saying hello, Rob. Yes, mate. Me and me had some. Yeah, that's funky too, saying similar to what I said about the Airbnbs. God, I didn't realize I fell back that far behind. Oh, they're all talking to each other. That's okay. I'm okay, mate. They're having a conversation. Yes, the funeral's just been on the television, Michael. Joss's funeral's just been uh on the on the YouTube. I've just seen um the funeral happened a couple of hours ago, but I've just seen in the background before I came on the live on the catch up on the YouTube that his funeral, his brother's funeral. God, that was quick, wasn't it, really? When you think it's a matter of a couple of days and the both of them were getting carried from the church to be buried. It's just that quick. Well, Sam, unfortunately, I'd get lynched if I did the £9.50 Sun holidays from where I come from, Liverpool. I would be lynched. Um, because the Sun is not accepted in Liverpool. That newspaper is not a lot accepted in Liverpool. So I'd probably, my site would probably be lynched, especially by a lot of Scousers. So you can get £9.50, but I remember, what's his name? Oh God. Walk with Tim. Walk with Tim did a video on the £9.50 Sun holidays. I watched it about 2 years ago. And when he actually did the caravan, he went with his wife and the baby. And when he finished it, um, I'm sure he said the £99.50 caravan turned out something like £179 with the add-ons. And I think he done a runner from it because it was full of bed bugs or something. If I remember that video, that was a walk with Tim. So your £9.50 holidays very rarely turn out to be £9.50. I'm in Coventry, Kerry. Didn't realise where you lived today. I'm not 100% certain if these conversations are for me or between each other. Apologies, because people are talking to each other in between. When you, when are you going to come to Morecambe? I could do that, Gene, because it's just continue. I'm in Blackpool, and it's only a little bit of a continuation as if Fleetwood Morecambe up that way. Go up and have a little look. Is Eric Morecambe's statue still there? Is it there? I might do go up there, but don't think there's any sort of boarding houses or anywhere to stay, is there? Let me know further down. Uh, my daughter from likes Bangkok and Pattaya, but prefers Patong. Yeah, Patong's nice. I've been to right Thailand. We've been to Bangkok, Pattaya, Jomtien, Krabi, Phi Phi, Patong, Karong, Katong. Oh, a couple more. Can't remember. No, Michael, I've just said and said I've got a couple in the background now working on it. I've got two on the mods at the moment. I'm okay. Thanks everybody for asking to be a mod, but um, I've got family members at the moment in the background, so and I know they're on because someone was just kicked off a minute ago. Yes, I want to pop over that way, Danny, over towards Whitney Bay. I want to do over there. Again, it's having the time. As you know, you can't hear around and say that the content isn't frequent on my channel. There's a lot of content, and you turn on the next minute, you haven't got a clue where the hell I am. I'm all over the place. But I have got to slow down a little bit over the next couple of weeks or couple of months. But I'm still going to continue. I'm working in my head whether I can do local content, even if I just show you Liverpool. Because don't forget, I was born here, and I know a lot about Liverpool. I know a lot about the side streets, the back streets, everything that goes on, where things used to be, um, how it used to look. And I could take you around all these areas and show you some of the history of Liverpool, which wouldn't be sort of a stress on me to do while I'm recovering from whatever goes on medical wise. I book all flights direct with airlines. That's the best way, Jeanette. Book direct with them if you can, because you're trying to. I had a nightmare years ago, and that's how I knew. This is well before the channel. That's how I knew. I tried to go to Thailand um, with a company, and they refused to give the money back. They totally refused to give it back. For some reason, it was cancelled. I don't know if it was COVID. I can't remember, but they refused. It was a third party company. I got it back because I went through. I did a charge back through PayPal, and I got it back that way, but they refused it. Hours and hours on the phone, but in the end I got it. It was a nightmare. So just go direct for pay the extra 30, 40, 50 quid and go direct with the airline. Paul, you should do video hotel with oh, I've done that one already. Your flight's on that one. Save £500 going to EasyJet rather than Jet2. Yeah, the thing is that's what you got to do, radio. You've got to Joe, I've started doing, and I'll be honest with you now. I've started looking at the major tour operators, Booking.com, Travel Republic, Hotels.com. And then I find the cheapest price out of them. You're all looking at the top of my head because I'm trying to read the messages which are down there. And I find the cheapest one out of them for that hotel. And then I go direct to the hotel and ring them and say, how much can you have this hotel for? And if they go, well, this price, then I go, well, it's on so and so for so much. And 99% of the time so far, they've knocked something up to 10% off that price. So say for instance you find a hotel, again Benidorm, and it's say £100 a night. And that's the cheapest you can get it because the next booking agency is 120 and the other one's 110. And then you've got 100 quid. So then I ring the hotel and say, how much is the hotel? And they go £110 or whatever a night. And I'll go, well, it's on booking.com for 100 quid. And they normally knock the 10% off. So you'll get it for 90. And then you don't even have to pay them till you get there after time. Paul, should you do a video? I've done that one, yeah. Did it? Flights, how did it? I'll go. Good afternoon from Silent Sands. Funky's on there just popped up a member for 13 months on the advanced level. You might have noticed, any members, by the way, you will notice I've changed your levels. It only happened yesterday. You're not a member one, you're not a member two. You're a popular level if you're on level one, and you're advanced level now if you're on membership two. You'll understand what I mean. So there are memberships, by the way, if you want to join. It's dead easy. Just click on the membership and it gives you all your on the main YouTube site. It gives you it gives you a tab of membership on, and then it tells you the prices and what you get for that membership. So level one and level two are now popular level and advanced level. No difference in it. It's exactly the same. Andy Wright, Paul, how are you doing, mate? I'm doing fine. Jeanette saying she remembers the video. Don't know which one we're referring to now. I've spoke about that already. Do you know what? We're jangling on about that one. There's loads of messages. Here we go. Need to go and finish decorating. Okay, Brian, I'll catch you later. Lots of hotels to try there is. It just goes on forever. St. Anne's has some nice hotels. Yes, I've looked at that as well. No, Koh Samui was one on the list to do. That's probably the only other main place in Thailand that I'd like to try. Hiya, Scotsman. Take care, mate. Cheers, Scotsman. I don't know where you are in the world. You're never in Tenerife. I know that. You're hardly in Tenerife considered a Scotsman. Uh, yeah. We keep saying we're going to bump into each other, but we always bypass each other. Yes, she went to PP. PP was a lovely island. When we went to PP, it was a bit sad really because it wasn't long. after the tsunami, and you could see um, what the tsunami had left behind. They were clearing, it was cleared, quite a lot cleared up, but you could still see some of the devastation that it caused. It is exhausting moving hotels. People don't realize I live basically out of a suitcase. I reported Piercy Filth as spam. Is he the one that the mod got rid of? Probably was. Um, it's exhausting moving out. Yeah, Scotsman it is. It's Kev anyhow, isn't it? Scott, I get mixed up. Yeah, it's Kevin, isn't it? Yeah, yeah, Kev. Moving around, people don't realize when you're doing the YouTube that, especially when you move in hotels, that you are literally living out of a suitcase. And you've got to realize you can't check into a hotel till roughly around about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So by the time you check in, you get up to the room, you set up everything that you're going to be doing, then you start to do the review of the room, which could take anything up to, it's only visual for 7, 8 minutes, but that could take you an hour to actually do it because things happen. Like people start knocking on your door, asking, do you need water? Um, you'll go out on the balcony, and all of a sudden there's a pneumatic drill going on the next balcony to you. So you can't sort of shoot everything. Uh, Kids running up and down the corridor screaming, and you're just trying to do a simple room review. Then you move on to the food, and this is the hardest part that I find when I'm showing the food, is because I've said this in many a video, loads of people are looking at you when you're using your camera, video and a fried egg, and they're looking at you like, get out the way. They don't appreciate what you're doing. You're in their way. So you're trying to sneak in to do this shot. And then when you're doing the likes of the pool areas or the communal areas, you've got to be very careful where you're aiming your camera. Because some people take a disliking to being cameras pointed at them. So to do a video, it's not as easy as just click a camera and that's it. Uh, so by the time you've done that, and then you transfer your files over to your laptop or your hard drive into getting ready for it to be edited, I'm having my food in between, and then by the time I've done all that and uploaded that at night time, it's virtually time to go to bed. And then I'm getting up in the morning to do the breakfast, and then you've got to be out the hotel anywhere between 10 o'clock and 12, and then you're walking around with a suitcase for 3 hours, and then you check in to your next hotel, and it all starts again. So, I'm always abroad. Yeah, I'm always abroad. But look at the gorgeous suntan I've got. I haven't got one because I live out of a suitcase and I walk around streets all day. So the idea of a glam lifestyle, it isn't. And then people don't see that you've got to sit at night time and edit a video to go up for the next night, which can take any period of time depending on how much footage you've got. I could say I probably could do 3, 4 hours of footage and you'll end up with a 20-minute video. That's how it works. Anyhow, she went to be previous. What did I repost? There we go. I'll be happy to watch Liverpool. Do you know what? It's like anything. It's like when you live in a place or when you live close to stuff, you don't see it because it's there all the day. It's there all day. So it's like you don't, people say to me, oh, whenever you go anywhere, oh, the Beatles. I'm not interested in the Beatles. They've been and gone, but people are still interested in it. And it's like when it's in your face, you don't see it. Right, what are we up to there? Done that one. Could you show us around Notty Ash? Yes. Ah, yeah, show you where Ken used to live. Um, Meet up with Billy Moore. Yes. I'd have to find the most derelict places to go to, though, wouldn't I, really, if I wanted to meet up with Billy Moore? He does find some really down and out places throughout this country, should I say. Right, so that's Rob says he always wanted to beat. Oh, here we go. Yeah. So I'm reading different conversations. So we've got Jeanette saying she'd be happy to watch Liverpool. We've got Rob saying that he's always wanted to visit. Rob, why don't you visit it? Just book a hotel, book a night in a hotel and come to Liverpool. Anthony, is that where Ken Dodd lived? Well, he didn't actually live. Well, he lived in Liverpool, but he didn't live where. See, people think Liverpool is just like Liverpool and that's it. It's a centre. We have outskirts like probably every other city. And he lived in an area called Bro Green, which is by Huyton. Right, so if you don't know where Bro Green is, it's by Huyton. If you don't know where Huyton is, it's not far from Everton. And if you don't know where Everton is, it's not far from Anfield. And if you don't know where Anfield is, why am I going on? Because you haven't got a clue. Right, he lived in Norris Green, which is an area around Huyton and Bro Green, where the jam butty factories came from. By the way, they don't exist. Should I have said that? Childhood memories have just been killed. His fictional place of his Jambussy factory where the Diddy men lived didn't exist. But the place does. There is a place called Knotty Ash. I go at least twice a year to Liverpool. And isn't it brilliant, Jeanette? Isn't it absolutely brilliant when you think you get into the city centre, the amount of restaurants, the amount of bars, the amount of historical buildings, and a lot of it's free. When you got robbed in Spain is that, wanted to point out right, when you got robbed in Spain, wanted at one point to send money to you. Oh, thanks, Jeanette. Oh, that was an ordeal. Um, and that can happen to anybody. It can happen to anybody. The only problem is I went from what I thought being very protective of my stuff to being obsessed. Now, I mean, I'm double checking everything now. I've got padlocks on uh, my hold all. I have a padlock on it. Suitcase has a padlock on it. I've gone a little bit the other way around now, and I make sure that nothing now that anything that they can get their hands on is not as easy. I mean, even my shorts, all the shorts I buy now, I don't buy any shorts unless they've got zips on the pockets. Um, you just all you can do is try and make it difficult for them because if they want to rob you, they're going to rob you. That's the end of it. It doesn't matter. They will actually rob you if they're going to. But you just try and make it as hard because sometimes some of them are so professional you wouldn't even know. It just takes a little bump and then next minute your watch is gone and everything. Hope you're well. All of your content from Vauxhall Liverpool. Cheers, William. I was speaking to a guy in Benidorm I was in that pub that I did a little video on called the Little Britannia, and a customer came in there and he lived around the corner. It was his regular, and he was walking his dog one night, and he said he seen a shadow over his shoulder, um, and he said he was nowhere near him, nowhere near him. The fellow was nowhere near him. He said, and I got to my doorway, and this fella, when he turned around, said the fella was behind him. He said, as far as he can remember, he never touched him. He said, but he put the key in the door to get in, and when he got into his apartment, his wallet had gone, and his watch had gone off his wrist. And he said, I swear blind, he never touched me, but somehow he got his wallet and his watch. They're that good. Right, how do you donate to you? Um, if you go on to the main site, this is Silent Sands. If you go, sorry, I just noticed the icon. Ah, so anyhow, if you go onto the main site, if you want to donate towards helping develop the channel, um, there are a couple of ways. If you go into the main site, you will see just under the top banner, you will see links. It says links, and there are two easiest ways that I say. One's buy me a coffee, um, and you can donate to that. Buy me a coffee takes 5%. This is the thing. I don't like talking about people then sort of donating money to me, but the thing is, at the same time as donations, uh, you've got to realize that there are fees attached to this. And I feel like the people making the donation are sort of losing out on the donation. And I think if they knew how it works, then they probably wouldn't donate. The reason why I'm saying that is because if you go through PayPal and you donate it as a family and friend, then there's no fee. So in other words, if you give me a £5, I off PayPal, I get £5. If you do it through Buy Me a Coffee, I get 5% taken off that £5, which is 25 pence. Now, the thing is, if you do a super chat on YouTube, they take 30%. So they'll take £1.50 out of that £5. Content creators don't like mentioning this because, we're so grateful for any donations coming into the channel. It all goes into a pot and it helps to make the content. So we don't like telling viewers how to spend their money and what way to do the donations or whatever. But people aren't aware. They're just thinking that they're giving you the money, or donating the money for the best way that they can do it. But I've noticed the chatter guys were talking the other night. It's another channel that pops up, and they were supposed to be meeting me in Blackpool before they wanted to meet me, and we were going to meet up and have a little drink. A couple of guys that do another channel, a travel channel, do a lot of Blackpool and Benidorm and Thailand as well. And we were sort of planning to meet up, but not planning to meet up. We were both in Blackpool at the same, or the lads were in Blackpool at the same time, Colin and Tim, same time as me. And we basically said if we meet, we bump into each other, then it'll happen. We didn't plan to meet each other. But as it happened, I ended up in hospital. And a video flashed up the other night, and they actually made a point of that on at the fact that someone had donated, I think, £20 through a super chat, and they made a point of saying that 30% of that goes to YouTube. Viewers don't realise this. So PayPal, there's no charge if you put down on it that it's family and friends, and Buy Me a Coffee only take 5%. As I said, you don't like telling people how to spend the money and donate. We're grateful for anything that goes towards the channel. The fact that you're viewing it now, you're donating. You might not realise the fact that you view this. It all adds up. That's how we all get paid. We get paid between clicks, length of time watching the videos. And please, please, please leave the adverts on. Leave the adverts on. I know they're annoying. I know they're a pain. I know, but go and make a cup of coffee while the advert comes on, because that's how most content creators get the revenue. We don't get paid off YouTube, we get paid by ad revenue, clicks, views, and the length of time you watch a video. So if you turn the video on for 10 minutes and then scroll it to the very end just to find out how much the hotel costs, I basically wouldn't get paid anything off that. So leave it running in the background. It all helps. So anyhow, that's how you can donate. Lots to discover in Liverpool. Yes, there is. I mean, the ferry as well alone, I could take you on a Mersey journey. Um, I call Scotsman mad. Oh, Maid walked in while filming a hotel review. I should have kept that in. Yeah, it's just, do you know what? The retakes are unbelievable. The retakes, don't forget, and the thing is, a lot of the stuff, I'm talking to Kev now, Scotsman. Hi, Untamed. Um, yeah, the mistakes are unbelievable because it's not scripted. I don't script everything. I don't have a board in front of me saying what I'm going to say. So sometimes I make mistakes, and then there's the portion that could be bleeped, which has to be cut out as well. Because when things go wrong, they go wrong, and trust me, they go very wrong. And sometimes words come out that YouTube don't allow. So they've all got to be cut out. And as you said, a maid walked in on you. This is This was a good idea. Oh, to come on, yeah. Do you know what? I said I was doing an hour and I'm doing okay now because I'm up to 99 minutes. And it proves a point that what I've got on now is working. Now, do you know what, Rob? Sen's saying don't book the Adelphi. Now, I actually didn't find the Adelphi an issue. Okay, it looks a bit second-hand furniture, but the building itself, it's beautiful inside. Um, Maybe I touch lucky on the room. I don't know. But I love the Adelphi as a building. A lot of these Britannia buildings are fantastic. It's just they've been let to. The rooms are just. It's like anything. When you go into a lot of these older hotels, you usually find first impressions of what they've spent the money on. So the foyer area might look okay. The lounge area look okay. And you think, wow, this looks fabulous. And then you get to the room. The room always seems to be this, especially in the UK. I don't know what it is with UK. You don't get this abroad. You don't get any of this in any European cities. I've never found it yet. The rooms are always, unless you book somewhere crap. You know what I mean? 90% of the hotels, the rooms are really nice. Some of the UK hotels, it just seems to be the UK. I don't know what it is. But the Adelphi, I liked it. I really did like it. Staff were nice. The communal areas are fabulous. They're like it's like you've walked into something off Titanic when you go in the Adelphi. But then you get to the room and you've got your creaky floorboards and the furniture in the room, nothing matches. They've gone to a local half foundation and bought the chest of drawers and the wardrobe and the beds. The headboards are screwed onto the walls, nothing matches. And that's what you find, especially with Britannia hotels. And I did one in Manchester, Britannia. It was called the Britannia in Manchester, and that room was dead old, but spotless. Absolutely spotless. Bathroom and everything. So people have said that they've stayed in some of these Britannias and it's disgusting. But touch wood, everyone I've done so far, except for the one in Scarborough, the Grand. Hotel was fabulous. They are doing a lot of work, or they were doing a lot of work on it. I could see the rolls of carpets all up the sides, and they were sand and floors. But the room they put me in was in a cellar with no window in the pitch black. Literally, I was in pitch black. Watch the video. You'll see me doing a piece to camera in the dark because there's no light. Literally no light. Right. Silence is saying I'm new. Well, welcome to the channel. We love staying in Liverpool. We always stay in the Pullman Hotel. One I haven't done. I've done all around the world, and I think I've done about 3 hotels in Liverpool. I should do a few more. Hello, Jane. I'm from Manchester. Said so sad. It looks glorious when you walk into the hotel, but not the roofs. Oh, yeah. Rob's just said exactly what I've just said. I'm catching up on the messages, so you can say exactly what I've just said. Yes, love it, Paul. Jam butty minds, mate. Yes. Oh, Stephen James says, I didn't see the message, but the mods took it out, so obviously it must be against the channel rules. Paul, stop drinking coffee. The actual channel is called Buy Me a Coffee. It's not, it's, what you mean to save the 5%? Um, it just goes into a pot. Everything goes into a pot. Very true. The rooms in the adult, they are stunning, some of them rooms. Paul, stop drinking. I'll do some PayPal from now on. All right, Jane, cheers for that, love. I'm trying to catch up. Why don't you do face-to-face conference at a venue in a video so the locals can meet you? Oh, I never thought of that one. Thing is, when I go around to a lot of these places, especially Benidorm, I normally get, if I go live, people normally start searching for me It happened in York. I did a live in York, and a lady called Kathleen was on a Google Maps tracing me so that she could find me just to say hello. Benidorm's very similar. L Dog, the message has been deleted again, so I don't know what's getting told in the background here or why these messages are getting deleted. Um, Again, someone's asking me, do I need more mods? Well, as you can see, no. I don't know if it comes up on your side to say a message has been deleted, but it has been. That's interesting to know. I remember saying about the adverts. Yeah, the adverts are our revenue. Right, let's have a look at that. But I'm just having a little flick back. Bear with me a second. I'm having a flick back on. Let's have a little look on that one. Oh yeah. Silly comments off stupid people. Right, so they've gone off the channel. Do you know what? People are sad, aren't they, on some of these? They're obviously sitting there coming out with stupid comments. Right. That's interesting to know. Yeah, the adverts are the revenue, basically. That's the main source of revenue that content creators will get. Um, if you do, I'm going interested in becoming a mod. Okay, Michael, I'll keep you in. I've got quite a few people that have asked to be a mod. At the moment, obviously the mods are working in the background because these stupid comments are being taken off before I even get access to them. Uh, Please ignore. I always do, JBM. They're wasting their time. Honest, I've been doing this too long to even be worried. So many hotels sold out to Circo, sad times. Yeah, well, that's something coming up in the background. Right. Any plans to go to Benidorm in September? At the present moment, no. As I said, Jill, I'm up the wall, sort of with this. I won't know what's happening until I go for my pre-op. Um, and then I might have a little bit of an idea, but that's going to be another 2 weeks' time. Howdy, folks from George. Hello, George. Coming on now. I've only been on 107 minutes. Where have you been? I don't like to ask, but do you fund yourself or do I have to pay for it? Everything that I pay for is out my pocket from the very beginning of the channel. I lost a lot of money in the very first year because very first year I tried to run before I could crawl. So I thought, do big videos and you'll get um, a lot of views. It doesn't work that way with YouTube. You've got to build up a community. You've got to build up a source of base. You've got to have. Um, it's no good. Let's just say at the very beginning when you've got 100 subs, and you're spending say £300 on the room, and you think, well, it's going to make its money back easy. It's bound to make its money. Well, you've only got 100 subs and you've only had 30 views a video. You soon learn that these videos are going to pay the way back. So the very first year, I lost a lot of money, but I've got it round now to where I'm budgeting what I'm doing and I'm keeping afloat with the balance, if you know what I mean. So what I get off YouTube, I basically look at that money and I go, right, this is what I've got to put back in to whatever I need to do for further content. So at the moment, it's not costing me anything to do what I'm doing, if you understand that. Um, but I can't go big, big, big because I don't have the funds to do that. I don't make a living out of it. That's one thing I can say. I don't make a living out of it. It pays for what I'm doing. And I'm happy with that. I appreciate that because I'm going to places I've never been to, I'm going to countries I've never been to, and it's given me the ability to put all that content out and show the viewers. I'm happy with that, and I'm happy that I'm in a place now where it's not coming out my pocket like it did in the first year, and I just lost all that because it had to be an end of a tax year, and you had to put the tax year in, and that all just went. So basically, I'm happy where I am at the moment with it. It's paying its way, um, and it's getting bigger and bigger. Well, hopefully it will do. Right, hi Jeanette. We arrived in Benidorm September the 3rd, right in the middle of Pride. I'm excited to see the parade on Saturday. You've lost me a bit, Jill. I don't understand. I don't know what pride you talk. I don't know. I don't know what parade you're talking about on Saturday. Are you talking about when you arrived in September? We arrived in Benidorm September 3rd, right in the. Oh, I'm with you. I'm with you now. Got it. So you arrived in the September when Pride was on. Be wise, Paul. Yeah. KB, I'm off. Great live. Hope everybody has a fantastic weekend. Cheers. I'm with you now. Yeah, I've got it, Jill. So anyhow, I'm going to be bringing this to a close very shortly. We've still got 40 people on. I only popped on to see if it was working, and obviously it is working. And it hasn't turned out too bad. Quite a few people on. I'm going to give you another 5 minutes if you want to ask any more or talk amongst each other, and then I'll bring this live to a close. Oh, I even forgot that this is all coming across the screen now because I've only been into the video 111 minutes and I've realised that the text is running across the screen. I'm too busy looking at everything else. Yeah, so if you do want to support the channel, there's various ways. As I say, it's coming across the screen. You support it automatically by being on the live now. Um, the chats, the comments, everything, the algorithms, the way it works on YouTube, I haven't got a clue. And if you ask anybody realistically who does content create, I don't think anybody knows how they add it all up. But apparently, anything that happens on the channel helps towards the activity and helps towards the promotion, helps towards you being pushed out to more viewers, helps towards your um, income that you receive. But as I said, the main way that content creators get paid is through the advert revenue. That's how they get paid. So the more adverts you watch, the longer you watch the adverts, the more the pennies tick up. But as I said, there are different ways. Was asked for how to donate. It's coming across the screens now. Buy me a coffee or PayPal, um, or your super chats or whatever way you want to do it. As I said, I'm not here to tell you how to donate your money. It's totally down to you. I've still got this car to clean. Yes, there you go, Kim. It's just, is it raining where you are? Because it's been raining where we are. Enjoy your videos so much. Glad to see you doing well. Cheers, Sean. Thanks for a very interesting live, Paul. Thanks, Jeanette. Thank you to Rob for the £5 super chat. Um, it's much appreciated. As I said, it all goes into it. How the future of the channel is going to go for the short term, all depends on the outcome of my pre-op. I still will try my best to do some sort of content, whether it be local or not. And I have got probably about 10 videos that can still go up. So you will see that the 3 a week that I normally put up is probably going to drop to one and the live on a Wednesday. So you're going to have the live Wednesdays, and probably on a Sunday will be the videos. So I've still got the Egypt ones to put up, Blackpool to do, and I've still got a couple of walkabouts in Egypt that can go up. Um, so I'm gonna stretch out what I've got to cover the period while I'm sort of convalescence type of thing to get better. And then as I get gradually better, I'll probably do some of the local Liverpool stuff and take you with me so you can have a little look around. So I'm going to bring this to a close. Jill says she loves Pride. It's London Pride today. Yes, it's London Pride. I hope they've got the weather a bit better. Kim's saying no rain in your car, so you'll be able to get out now and do your car. Jane, again, thanks, Paul. So I'm going to sign off on this now. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's worked out okay so far. We had one little blip in it. Um, and I'll see you on Wednesday with the live again, and we'll have another little chat. Thanks, Untame. Thanks to Rob and Jane for the super chats. As I say, much appreciated on them. And I'll catch you in that next video. Thanks for watching, everyone. It'll be Wednesday live now. Don't forget, watch out Sunday. It's the third Egyptian hotel coming up, and it's a 5-star Novotel. And if you are already a advanced member or advanced level member, you can watch that video now. It's on there. So that's the good thing about the advanced levels. You get access to videos before they go up on the main channel. You should have already been notified over that if you're advanced, if you're an advanced member. Right, I'm getting off. I'll catch you later. Thanks for watching.